God's done a lot for me. It's unreal. I was born and raised in church, and I was homeschooled till 4th grade. First day of 4th grade, and I go in thinking everybody's like me. Everybody loves God, right? Got picked on and got in fights. Had to fight first day. 4 brothers, actually. Weird, they were all in the same grade. I didn't want to go back to school. You know, I didn't want to go. I didn't want to fight. I didn't understand. I was just trying to be friends with everybody. Got to fight second day. And from that point forward, I just turned my back on God. Started using drugs, not to cover up anything. I just liked the feeling. 17-year opiate addict. He took cravings away. That's awesome. I didn't just give my life to God. I gave the whole thing and everything. I didn't just accept Him into me. I gave all of me to Him. Before I came to the ranch, I graduated of the ranch before Yard Grove. Tried to push me to come for like 6 months. And if y'all know me, I was like, the ranch? I don't know the first thing about a ranch. So I use that as an excuse to just run from God even more. God's good. I hadn't seen my family in like a year and a half, and I got to go on a pass last weekend to go see them. And it was like I never skipped a beat. They were all just there, glad to see me. Probably glad to see me up about 30 pounds too. That was probably a good thing. Man, I'm shaking. So, every time you get prideful, you know a fall is coming. It says so. I thought I had it all figured out, still on drugs. And I walked from Grand Slam in Pecola, right before I came to the ranch, all the way to Cross Community. I was supposed to go with one of my friends. He had gone the week before. We got in a fist fight. Well, he hit me, and I was just kind of shocked. But I knew I was still going to go to church, and I was even like, hey, we're still going, right? He was like, yeah, we're going. So I walked from Grand Slam to Cross Community. No problems, high stepping the whole way there. I walked in, and I gotta say, y'all's church is set up a little weird because it looks like the sanctuary is right there open in front of you. Well, that's Children's Church. So I just walked right in, right past everybody. Walked in, there's nobody in there, and I'm like, oh crap, there's like 5 people in the lobby. This looks weird. Turn around and go back around into the sanctuary. And that's the first time I guess Rusty Baker saw me. And I walked right past Jason Kissinger too. Sat down for like 30 seconds maybe. And I felt unworthy, I felt guilty, I felt every conviction I could feel. Jumped up, bolted, took off. As soon as I hit the door, keep in mind, I walked all the way there, no problems. My sweatpants started just falling down. I just couldn't hold them up, nothing. Tighten them up more, they just kept falling down. I said, what's going on? So I stopped at Emerald Cut to get on the Wi-Fi, because when you're in the problem, you probably ain't got a phone, or if you do, it barely works. And I called Corey. I said, hey man, I try to go to church, but I just can't do it. He said, you better get back in there. He's like, you're called to it. He's like, you know that. Get back in there. Few choice words. I was like, no, I'm just gonna go to Total Poke and get something to drink, and I'm gonna head back to the house. He's like, I'm telling you right now, you need to go back to church. He's like, call me whenever you leave church. I was like, oh, okay, sure. I walked into Total Poke, EBT machine's down. Can't buy a drink. I was like, that's convenient. Church has a little coffee shop. So I walk in, and they were open when I just left, like 5 minutes ago. I walk back in, it's shut down. I'm like, this is something else. I turn to walk out, boom, Jason Kitchener's standing right there. Hey, you need to talk? I'm thinking, yeah, sure. I'm gonna get filled with that same crap that I get everywhere else I go. All the answers that they tell me oh, well, you just gotta find God, you know, whatever. So we're sitting there talking, I'm bawling, I'm a mess. And still just waiting for a response that I felt anything that just wasn't godly, or not godly, but just any answer that I could justify me walking out. And I asked him a question, I don't even remember what it was. And he said, honestly, I don't know. He's like, but we can pray about it, or I can find somebody who has an answer. And from that moment forward, I knew I could trust him, because he wasn't trying to just fill me with rhetoric or just bull. He was just trying to love me. So we talked for a while, and then church ended, and we stepped outside, and he started talking about the ranch. And I was like, man, what's up with the ranch? I was like, I don't ranch me, no. But this is another time that the ranch got brought up to me. That's twice. And then out walked Rusty Baker, who hugged me right off the bat. Made me feel so uncomfortable. It was so weird. But at the same time, it wasn't just like it just felt real. It was something that I hadn't felt in a really, really long time. Keep in mind, I hadn't seen my family in a while. My dad worked right up the street some days from where I was staying, and I wouldn't even know he was there unless I saw him. Not that they hated me or anything, but they just didn't know what to do with me. And they agreed to start taking me to the ranch every morning on Thursdays, other Bible studies that we found or that they were going to already. And then I just felt like I needed to be there, but I felt at the same time still like I wanted to control everything. So I messaged Rusty one day. I was like, hey, I'm going to Tulsa, see my family, I'm gonna get into a program, blah, blah, blah. Fully intending to go be with my family, but not getting into a program. And he was afraid he would never see me again, or I would just run off and get back to being terrible. My family was just pushing me to get in the program. They didn't care what it was, they just wanted me better. So on the way to Tulsa, my dad's like, I'm like, hey, we're going to the house, right? You know, and I just wanted to if I knew if I could get in the door and just get on the couch, I could be all right. I could lie, manipulate my way to wherever I wanted to be, tell them whatever they needed to hear. He said, no, you can't go to the house. I'm like, what? Like some family, right? Yeah, why would they do that? Well, it was the best thing that they did, and I see that now. So he went to take me to the Howe Foundation, I guess, I don't know, like Friday morning or something like that. I'm like, Dad, I really want to go to a faith-based program. He's like, well, you said the ranch wasn't for you. I'm like, yeah, but I think maybe it is. And I knew the whole time that's where I needed to be. After the first time walking in that place, I just felt something that I hadn't felt ever, honestly. It wasn't just a Bible study of guys sitting around talking. It was a group of men and young men, and there is no hierarchy to it, but people that really, really love God and people that didn't even know God, and nobody was better than anybody else. Everybody just loved everybody, but it scared me. So we get up to the Howe Foundation. I said, if you let me out of the car, I'm walking. I was like, I'm not walking in those doors. He's like, well, what do you want me to do? He's like, I don't know what to do. It's like, I'm getting on a bus, going back to Pensacola, which they dropped me off in Van Buren, by the way. The lady kept saying, no, it's in Fort Smith. And I was like, no, it's definitely not. Anyway, I messaged Rusty and I was like, hey, I'm coming back. Is that opportunity still available? Because most of the time, I mean, we all know, right? If you tell somebody like, hey, I'm dipping out, and you come back, they're like, no, door's shut. He was just like, yes, that would be amazing. I would love to take you to Bible study. So we did, we went. And at first, I'm sure John can attest to this, I was bucking the system every which way. Brett said I was death by 1,000 paper cuts. And I was. It wasn't like I was intentionally trying to upset anybody or whatever. I just wanted to have control of something. Because that's what just made me feel like everything was okay is, oh, well, if I just vape in the bunkhouse, it'd be all right, right? It's not hurting anybody. Well, the rule is no vaping, so period. It doesn't matter what you think. The rule's set there for a reason. Just gotta surrender it all, everything. Chase after God with all your heart. Things get better. And I'm so thankful for all the leadership, because they're not there to push us around or to bully us. They're there to love God and to love us. I'm so thankful that people can take risks like Cain to just put it all on the line for God, because He's not going to let you down. You put it all on the line for your friends or your family or your wife, and there's a good chance, and probably, that they're going to let you down. They're just people. We're all just people. We're not perfect. But we're made clean and perfect by God to go to heaven and to bring a light to all the people around us. I wanted to leave the ranch a couple times since I've been there, not because of anything other than just being an idiot, really. And I can say the closer you get every day that you go through the ranch, guys, just stick it out. There's going to be days you want to leave. There's going to be days you've got a plan figured out. And we all know Doug and John and Stretch and Ken, they're going to tell you that your plan's crap. Because it is. Because if your plan isn't God and then the rest of your plan, it's probably going to fall apart. That's what got us here, right? So got a lot of us here. A lot of us are in here because we don't know, or because we need a drug court paper signed, or just because we got nowhere to go. And that's great. It got you in the door. There are plenty of examples here of people who will love you for who you are, regardless. And God loves them, and God loves you too. The minute you think you got everything under control, that's pride. And you're going to trip, and you're going to fall on your face. And I know for a fact God will pull your pants down when you're trying to walk out to church. I know that for a fact. It's an opportunity that we have here at the ranch, guys, to get closer to God faster than you ever thought possible. It's something that not a lot of people get, and a lot of people don't even know they want, but if they were there, they'd love it and they'd want it too. We got the new place in Howe. We got so many more people we get to love whenever we're there. We get to be the example. We're the ones that got to experience the ranch. And then we get to go to the new place. Get that out of here. We get to be the way makers for the people behind us coming in. Whenever somebody gets to do something that nobody else has done, it's not, man, why do they get to do that? Well, that's not fair. That's not the way the rules. They're paving the way for you. Can I use you an example, Corey? All right, Corey got to go on an extended pass. He had to pass it through drug court and everything, and he got to go see some of his family. Usually we don't do passes that long. And you can take that one of two ways. You can take it as, why does he get to do that? What's special about Corey? Or you get to take it as, Corey went and did it, and he followed all the rules, and he set the precedent, and now there's a chance that some of us might get to do that going forward. I love you, Corey. I'm glad you played Chainbreakers, or sang Chainbreaker and played it. I won't sing it. Why wasn't Jesus allowed in the jewelry store? Because they were afraid he would break every chain. Yeah. I know I'm probably not the best example of Christ-like. I'm trying. But I will say, if anybody, you guys at the ranch or anybody here ever needs a prayer, someone to pray for them, I'll pray for you. I may not have all the words. I may not know what to say, but he does. And I want nothing more than to be a vessel for him to work through. I know I got a lot of crap to work through myself, but it works. It is incredible that I walked away from an addiction for so long, and I'm cool with it.